Evanston Outlaw Baseball is live on the radio at 99.1 FM KNYN and online at mylocalradio.com. This year, Wyoming Legion AA Baseball is the show. Follow the Wyoming Legion Post 41 Evanston Outlaws throughout the summer as we bring you live video and play-by-play coverage. Being brought to you by Dr. Todd Hoover Chiropractic, Cash Honda Yamaha, Wyoming Dental Specialties, Mountain West Business Solutions, Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, Bear River Dental of Evanston and Black's Fork Dental of Mountain View, Ellingford Brothers, Uinta County School District No. 1, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Legal Tender Restaurant and Best Western Dunmar Inn, the Evanston Recreation Center, the Littlest Wood Shop, Come On In of Casper, Plains Tire, Arrowhead Dental, Rocky Mountain Yeti, Dr. McKay Franken, First Bank of Evanston, and by Auto Farm Chevrolet. With the first pitch quickly approaching, let's head to the diamond.
On KNYN 99.1 and mylocalradio.com. Actually, it's the First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog and My Local Radio. Elan Off and Ryan STEINECKERT bringing the action live from Ross Kesterson Memorial Field, where the Evanston Outlaws get ready to take on the Jackson Giants in Game 3 of a 3-game set. This one, though, a lot less on the line, as it is not going to go down on the conference ledger. We are about 10 minutes away from the first pitch here, so we're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll set the scene on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 with live video online at mylocalradio.com.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
Receive the best service in the industry when you lease or purchase office equipment from the professional, friendly staff at Mountain West Business Solutions. With a guaranteed quick turnaround time, we will save you money, time, and energy with quality products and customer service that is unmatched in the industry. Serving customers in Wyoming and Utah, Mountain West Business Solutions is a local company with a toll-free number, 866-583-9925. Call us today. Welcome back to this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 with live video online at mylocalradio.com. Well, the Evanston Outlaws starting to take care of business a little bit more, as they have done a great job against this Jackson team. Heading into this one, let's go ahead and set the scene. Evanston comes in and out with an overall record of 18 wins and 14 losses. 2-0 in conference play, or sorry, 4-0 in conference play. Haven't updated that yet. 6-4 in their last 10 after the win against Jackson. We have not been able to update, as we had such a quick turnaround. We were talking, Ryan. Both of us got to bed around midnight last night. Very quick turnaround here for Game 3 of this set.
Burning the candle at both ends is what Val said to me this morning. That's how it goes sometimes.
Absolutely, and we have no problem doing it. Jackson, on the other hand, they are now 10-19 overall, 0-2 in conference play, 3-7 in their last 10 after going 500. Evanston snapped a 4-game winning streak in Game 1 and then kind of poured on the pressure in Game 2. For the Evanston Outlaws, they're going to be throwing out Brendan Thompson, his first start of the season. He's got no record. He's appeared in relief in 4 games and 3 2/3 innings pitched, 10 runs, 2 of them earned, 10 hits, 4 strikeouts to 1 walk. For the Jackson Giants, it'll be Kyle Cranston, a 2-1 record with a 5.6 ERA. In 9 games, he's pitched 10 innings, 8 runs, all of them earned, 2 hits, 9 strikeouts, and 16 walks. That sets the scene here at Ross Kesterson Memorial Field for this matchup, a morning matchup. It was going to be a matinee, but they decided, hey, let's have it a breakfast matchup here. Or I guess you could call it brunch, as we're approaching the 11 o'clock hour. We're going to step.
Sorry, make a stupid joke. If you were a hobbit, it would be second breakfast
Second
time.
breakfast. I like it. All right, we're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll have our Outlaw Trail segment on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Post 41 Baseball on the Big Dog of My Local Radio.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Welcome back to this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN and My Local Radio. It's time for Outlaw Trail, where we give you the path that the Outlaws took to get to this contest today against the Jackson Giants. Last night, Post 41 welcomes the Giants into Ross Kesterson Field for a Double-A West Conference doubleheader. Just 48 hours earlier, Evanston and Jackson played a back-and-forth game, this time in Teton County, where the Giants would emerge victorious 12-11. This is the third and fourth conference matchups for the Outlaws, and the first for Jackson. Game 1 was a close contest, with Jackson taking an early 1-0 lead when Evanston starter Gus Allred walks catcher Aaron Moya with the bases loaded in the top of the first. In the bottom of the inning, Evanston would strand runners on first and second. However, the Outlaws would respond in the bottom of the second with 4 runs on 3 hits. Despite a rally from Jackson with runs in the third and fourth innings, Evanston would not give up the lead the rest of the game and put an exclamation point on the victory with a 5-run 6th inning. Final of Game 1, 10-6 Evanston. Gus Allred picks up his 4th win of the season with 6 innings pitched, 4 runs on 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, and 4 walks. On the offensive side, Evanston was led by Ryan Fisher with 3 RBIs. Jagger Mitchell, Allred, and Brendan Thompson each go 2 for 3. Game 2 gets out to a fast start with the boys of Post 41 outscoring Jackson 14-4 in the first 4 innings. Jackson attempts a comeback in the 5th inning with a 4-run frame, highlighted by a 3-run shot sent over the left field wall by Seth Christensen. Jackson would put up 3 more in the 7th, but they would fall short. Evanston wins 14-8 and keeps their perfect conference record at 4-0. Clayton Moyles towed the rubber for the Outlaws and earned his 5th win of the season, going 4 1/3 innings pitched, 5 runs on 3 hits, 4 runs earned, 5 strikeouts, and 6 walks. Jagger Mitchell had a heck of a game. In relief, he contributes 2 2/3 innings pitched, 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 run earned, 6 strikeouts to only 1 walk. Mitchell would also lead in the batter's box, going 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs. While today's matchup is not on the conference record, Evanston looks to stay in the win column for the 3rd game in a row, and as a side note, look to clinch the regular season series against the Giants with their 4th win in 5 games. Only 3 more remain in the regular season against Jackson. We will have the first pitch and lineups when we come back after this on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog and My Local Radio. Off here with Evan.
When you're looking for one location that is centrally located in Wyoming to host a business meeting or corporate retreat, always consider the Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper first. With meeting rooms and amenities that everyone can enjoy at the Come On In is the best place to host events. The rustic decor, fireplaces, jacuzzis, pool, and large indoor atrium will make your event memorable. Call today and find out the ways we can help make your event a success. Come On In Hotel and Suites in Casper. Call 307-472-6300.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
the Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service.
They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Well, the Evanston Outlaws in their blue Post 41 uniforms, Jackson in their red Jackson uniforms. Elon off and Ryan Steineckert bringing you the action live from a second breakfast matchup, as Ryan put it earlier, of the Evanston Outlaws taking on the Jackson Giants, and our scoreboard cam is all sorts of wonky. We're going to have to work on that. Apologies for those watching on My Local Radio.
Is it even on?
It is on. Go to the left just a little bit. There we go, right there. That'll work beautifully, actually. As Evanston waiting to see what happens. Since this is such an early matchup, it was originally scheduled for 1 o'clock, and yesterday during our post-game show, we got a note slipped to us that this game moved to 11. That will interfere with the attendance at this one, no doubt. But understandably, Jackson wants to get on the road, get home by maybe about 4:30 as they're looking at a 3.5-hour drive back to Teton County.
I'm seeing coaches gathered and kind of waiting. It looks like the umpires just arrived and got dressed and ready to go. So getting close to starting this game.
Let's go ahead, in the meantime, introduce you to the starting and batting lineup for the visiting Jackson Giants. Leading off, the second baseman, number 24, Xander Witt. Batting number 2, number 11, the center fielder, Mason Wright. Batting 3rd, the shortstop, Grant Parkin. Batting 4th, Lucas Grayland over on right field, Batting 5th, the first baseman, Aaron Huggins. Batting 6th, the third baseman, Bridger Hammond. Batting 7th, Kyle Cranston. He'll be towing the rubber for Jackson. We'll talk about his pitching stats when the time comes to that. Batting 8th, Aiden Grayland, the catcher. And batting 9th, Warren Newton, the left fielder. For the Evanston Outlaws, there you have a defense featuring, and this is definitely a different defense. A lot of the same names, but in different spots. Outfield featuring Jagger Mitchell in left, Connor Peterson in center, Derek McDonald over in right. Infield featuring Gus Allred at first, Kendall Cummings taking over at second base. Jordan Schneider will man his spot at the hot corner, backed up by Kason Smith at the shortstop position. A battery featuring Brendan Thompson pitching to Casey Perriman. So definitely some new faces as the Evanston Outlaws run out to take the field. See if we'll get a national anthem right here. And it looks like they're just going to go ahead and run to their positions. Nope, they are going to the spots for the national anthem. So the coaches are meeting before the anthem starts. On the bench for Evanston today, Ryan Fisher and Clayton Moyles. Both of them played great games yesterday. Fisher, as we mentioned in our Outlaw Trail 7, led for the Evanston Outlaws in the game 1 with 3 RBIs, while Clayton Moyles picked up the win for the Evanston Outlaws in game 2. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll have first pitch on this First Make of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 with live video online at mylocalradio.com.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
No anthem was played as the teams were lined up for the anthem, but then all of a sudden the coaches broke their conference at home plate and said, you know what, let's go ahead and get this game started. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Top of the first inning, first pitch will be on the way from Brendan Thompson. No record for him in 3 2/3 innings pitched, a 3.82 ERA in 4 game appearances, 10 runs, only 2 of them earned, 10 hits, 4 strikeouts, only 1 walk for the powerful throwing right-hander for Evanston.
Not a ton of pitching this season, but the some that he's done, he's been effective in in shorter appearances. Do you mind if we move this? I've got 2 window bars right in my viewpoint. There we go. Thank you.
So Brendan Thompson wears number 18 for the Evanston Outlaws on a bright, sunny, cloudless Wednesday morning.
And looking for highs today around 79, so even if they'd played at around 1 o'clock, the heat of the afternoon wouldn't have been too bad. But right now it's a nice sunny and not too hot yet day here in Evanston.
And the whole reason this game was played was because Jackson wants to get on the road, understandably so. I made that drive a couple times last week. It's a long one. They brought everybody in their team bus, so that slows you down a little bit. So
and you think about sitting around all morning long and not playing until 1. Why not move it up a couple hours if it works for both teams' schedules?
Leading off for Jackson when the time comes, it'll be Xander Witt, the second baseman, and they'll bat first. He steps in there. Jackson in their red uniforms with kind of a black and white stripe, black numbers with a white outline. Evanston in their blue alternates with the post 41 across the chest, and of course wearing the post 41 blue and white cap to get this thing going. The only noise you're going to hear tonight, or not tonight, this morning, kind of mixed up there, is going to be what you hear from the teams as the Evanston Outlaws get ready to open Game 3 of this 3-game set against the Jackson Giants.
There's a couple dozen fans over on the hill on that berm behind first base, and a handful across to our left, on just behind home plate, up on the hill, sitting in camping chairs and on blankets.
Brennan Thompson toes the rubber, kicks, and deals the first pitch of the game. First pitch at 11:07 in there for strike 1.
Thompson, nothing powerful there, but got it in the zone for strike 1.
Next one. Slow dribbler to Jordan Schneider. He fields it cleanly at third and fires it to Gus Allred at first base for out number 1.
It's a good question of how this game will go because Brendan Thompson, not a typical starting pitcher. You've got Casey Perriman. This is the first time I've seen him play catcher. And then a younger lineup for both teams. Xander Witt yesterday batted in the 7 or 8 hole for Jackson, and he leads off today. So things a little bit different, some younger guys getting some time, and it'll be fun to see how these younger guys step up and play in today's game.
Mason Wright steps into the left-handed side of the batter's circle. 2 runs scored in the 2 games for him as he takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. No score on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard, just getting started. 1 down as the 0-1 misses up high and out for ball 2. Brendan Thompson on the mound facing the left-handed Mason Wright. The 2-0 outside for 3 balls, no strikes. So a good start here for Mason Wright, who bats .324 coming into this series of games with 11 RBIs. Didn't have anything that I could see in the first 2 games.
0 for 10. He reached a couple of times, scored and scored a run. But, yeah.
3-0 in the zone, and Wright thought he was taking a walk, but the umpire says, no, get back here, son.
I think that happened yesterday to Wright. He tossed the bat toward the dugout. 3 balls, 1 strike. Popped up high into center field. Peterson waves off everybody else and makes the grab for out number 2. Made a good read on it. Outlaws outfield this year, they're just so effective and smart about getting good reads, a good jump on the ball, and no trouble there to make that catch for Peterson.
Grant Parkin steps in. He's batting .205 coming into this series of games. In Game 1, he drew a couple of walks. In Game 2, though, he got a single. So righty versus righty. First pitch to Parkin, outside low for ball 1. So 1 ball, no strikes to Parkin. 2 down here in the top of the first. Swinging and a miss for strike 1.
You got to wonder if some of the lineup changes for Evanston may be in part due to guys having to work, not being able to get the morning off.
Line drive into left field, but a jumping grab by Kason Smith at shortstop. Wow, that one was headed for the shallow left field grass, and Kason Smith says nuh-uh, puts up the hops and gloves it for out number 3. What a play.
Candidate for the McKay Franklin Precision Play of the Game. He's got some hops, Kason Smith.
No runs on no hits, no errors. Evanston will have their chance to take the lead in the bottom of the first. No score on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard on this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Post 41 Baseball on the Big Dog of My Local Radio.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
In today's world, with so many places to shop and so many options to choose from, sometimes you have to boil it down to one simple question: where do I get treated the best? At Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, we work hard to make sure every customer knows how much we appreciate them. We love what we do and we believe in the products we sell. Our goal is to build a lasting friendship with every customer so we can serve you and your family for generations. Visit us today, Cash Honda Yamaha, 3765 US 91, Hyde Park, Utah.
Well, the Evanston Outlaws linked to some great defensive work by the third baseman, the center fielder, and then shortstop Kason Smith get out of the inning 1-2-3, and now they'll get a chance to try to take an early lead on this one as we head to the bottom of the first inning. No score on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Let's introduce you to the Evanston starting 9. Leading off, it'll be center fielder Connor Peterson. Batting second, third baseman Jordan Schneider, batting in the number 3 spot. Kendall Cummings over at second base. Gus Allred, the first baseman, in the cleanup hole. Casey Perriman, the catcher, will bat number 5. Jagger Mitchell, the left fielder, bats 6th. Brendan Thompson, the pitcher, bats 7th. Kason Smith, the shortstop, 8th. Derek McDonald, the right fielder, will bat 9th. Ryan will get the Jackson defensive lineup after this pitch as a high fly ball into left field for Peterson. And the running attempt by Newton is just off the mark in foul territory. It looked like he almost had a chance to glove that one, but it is foul ball, strike 1.
Number 12, Kyle Cranston on the mound. Catcher is number 3, Aiden Grayland. First base, Aaron Huggins, number 22. Second base, number 24, Xander Witt. Third base, number 14, Bridger Hammond.
The 0-1 outside for ball 1.
Shortstop, number 6, Grant Parkin. Outfield from left to right is number 25, Warren Newton. Number 11, Mason Wright. And number 18, Lucas Grayland.
The 1-1 to Connor Peterson inside for ball 1. Peterson, a right-handed batter against a right-handed pitcher in Kyle Cranston. Kyle, 2-1 record on a 5.6 ERA. 8 runs allowed, and they're all earned. Bounces the next pitch in the dirt for ball 3. 31 count to Connor Peterson. Connor with a 292 average, so he's pretty solid at the plate.
And that's more than 20 points up from where he started the day yesterday. Went, I think, 3 for 6 overall.
And then next one bounces in the dirt off of the face mask of catcher Aiden Grayland. Peterson, though, will take the walk.
Peterson had 3 singles in the 2 games combined, struck out once, but a couple runs scored, and actually 3 RBIs and 1 run scored. He had a good day yesterday coming in off the bench in game 1.
Jordan Schneider steps into the batter's box in the highest batting order position we've seen him all day at the number 2 spot, or all season, sorry. 316 average with 10 RBIs. First pitch to Schneider popped up into the screen for a foul ball, strike 1.
Schneider mostly has been at the lower end of the batting order and has just 10 RBIs, but when you look at his numbers, his batting average with runners in scoring position is pretty impressive, a 429.
Next pitch to Schneider, misses high for ball 1.
Of course, this is not one of those situations unless Peterson can steal second base, but we haven't seen a move to first from Kyle Cranston yet, so Peterson playing it cautious to start this game out.
437 on base percentage for Schneider's. He worked a few key walks in the win yesterday against Jackson in game 2. Matter of fact, Jordan Schneider, he'll take the next one for a ball. He's got 11 walks. That's actually pretty good on a team where the lead man has 15, and that is Gus Allred and Brendan Thompson. Throw back to first to check up on Cummings. It's in and out of the glove of the first baseman, Aaron Huggins, but Peterson will just kind of hang there.
Schneider scored 2 runs. You mentioned his 2 walks. He reached once on a fielder's choice and walked once and scored on both those times. He walked one other time in the 5th inning as well of that second game. But you're right, he was a key base runner in Outlaws' wins yesterday.
Kendall Cummings on deck. Waits for the next pitch and outside. 3 balls, 1 strike to Jordan Schneider. Righty versus righty. And Schneider looking to work off another walk to put this Connor Peterson, the outfielder, into left field, lined into left field. And it's just going to be a base hit. Station to station go the Outlaws.
And he ripped that down the third base line. Bridger Hammond got a glove up but couldn't get it to the right spot in time as Schneider just laced it into left.
Kendall Cummings comes into this game batting .338, but after yesterday in game 2, he was lifted, or game 1, he was lifted after striking out twice. Hoping for a better day at the plate here with Gus Allred, the hot-hitting lefty, on deck. Runners on first and second, nobody down. Evanston looking to get going and get going early. First pitch to Kendall, outside, ball 1.
These jerseys for Jackson remind me of like the 1980s Chicago White Sox.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's got that 80s kind of look with the stripes around the midsection.
Kind of like what we saw with Evanston in their grays.
Yeah.
Cummings chops one at the third baseman. Good recovery by Bridger Hammond, the third baseman, as he originally lost it, but he fielded it, tags the base to get Connor Peterson at the out at third due to the force.
So a sharply hit ground ball. Outlaws making good contact. Couple of singles, or a single already in this first inning. And runners on second and first.
Runner in scoring position is Jordan Schneider for Gus Allred. He's batting .376 with 16 RBIs, and that is almost a full 100 points higher than where he started the month, I believe.
Yeah, just 2 weeks ago when we went to Casper, Gus was hitting .293, and he's been on a tear since then.
So about 80 points higher.
Yeah.
First pitch to Allred.
Oh.
Fly ball into right field. That is off the fence. It looked like it had a chance to go. 1 run is going to score off of this one, and Gus Allred has an RBI stand-up double.
That was 1 hop to the fence in deep right center field. That ball traveled a long ways, and he hit it right in the gap, so Mason Wright in center field had no chance to get to it. What a hit by Gus Allred.
I'll bring up Casey Perriman. He's batting .330 with 16 RBIs, and number 17 standing 90 feet away in the form of Kendall Cummings.
Outlaws picking up where they left off last night, hitting the ball. Not content to just, get free bases and walks. They're being aggressive. They're being smart. Not saying they don't take walks when they're there, but, boy, they're being aggressive at the plate.
And how many times have we seen Allred put it into right field? Check swing by Perriman, but it is a strike. He actually went around no problem. He tried. You could tell he tried to check it, but those wrists definitely broke. No balls, 1 strike to Perriman. Misses for a ball.
Warren Newton there in left field is playing fairly shallow and about midway between infield and the fence, and that's different than what we saw last night. Xander Witt was playing pretty deep there in left.
It's almost like they switch spots as the 1-1 misses make it 2 balls, 1 strike. Almost like they switch spots because if you remember last night, the center fielder was playing shallow and the left fielder was playing deep, and now it looks like they're kind of going the other way around.
And early in that game, I'll get back to it in a sec.
Chopped foul across the third base line. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Casey Perriman. Righty versus righty.
Early in that first game, Witt was playing more shallow, and Perriman, if you remember, he led off the second inning with a rocket to left field that hit right on the fence about 3 feet up. And from that point on, Witt played a lot deeper.
Perriman hoping for another chance at that. The wind, I tell you what, has calmed down a whole lot since that first game. Perriman chops and fouls off the 2-2 offering. It's kind of hard to see on my screen as that reflection is really bad. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Perriman did a good job because he was way out in front and just slowed his swing down, reached it out, barely got the ball tipped off the end of the bat to stay alive.
2-2. Up high, full count.
Kyle Cranston doesn't have a ton of velocity. His breaking ball, his off-speed pitches are pretty deceiving, and it's going to be a little bit tough to get on the timing, but the Outlaws seem to have figured it out so far.
Full count offering, righty versus righty. Fouled by Perriman. It looks like he actually fouled that one on the backswing.
It almost looked like that. It was a funny little loop over the bat as it just skipped off and to the backstop.
Count remains full with runners in scoring position. Runner on second is Gus Allred. Third, Kendall Cummings. Nobody down as Perriman skies this one up into the southwestern Wyoming air, and second baseman Xander Witt comes up and makes the routine catch. Out number 1.
Number 2, because Kendall Cummings grounded to third, right?
Yeah, the force out. Jagger Mitchell comes up with 2 down. 380 with 29 RBIs, trying to chase Brendan Thompson, who's got him by 5. Speaking of which, Thompson on deck.
And how about Jagger's line yesterday in the 2 games combined? 5 for 8, 6 RBIs, 5 runs scored.
Top of that, he pitched 2 1/3 innings, pitched 6 strikeouts to 1 walk. Instrumental in Evanston getting that win last night in Game 2. First pitch in the zone for strike 1.
Jagger tried to check his swing, but he went around and called strike 1.
And that one hits Mitchell right in the wrist. He actually didn't. That almost was like he was wearing a pad on his wrist as it kind of just ricocheted off. And he's like, okay. And the team leader in hit batsman, I'm pretty sure, hit by pitch. Yeah, Jagger by a long shot. He's got now 16. The next highest is 6. That's Kendall Cummings.
That brings Brendan Thompson to the plate, the team leader in RBIs with the bases loaded. And we were looking at an interesting number this morning. With runners in scoring position, Thompson is hitting .457. That's unheard of.
Next pitch to Thompson. Line drive into shallow right field. This is going to be more RBIs for the team leader. At least 1 run scores. Thompson with a 2-run RBI single.
And you see why he's the team leader. He gets up there just calm, collected, and doesn't try to do too much with the ball. That pitch was high and outside in the strike zone, and he says, well, I can take this to right field. He does for 2 RBIs and a single.
Evanston leads it 3-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard at the bottom of the first, setting it up for Kason Smith, who he hit an RBI double back in Jackson on Sunday that scored Brendan Thompson from first. Good eye for Smith as he takes ball 1.
Outlaws getting some runners on, some key hits there, like the RBI double, 2-run double, or single by Brendan Thompson.
The 1-0 outside for ball 2. Evanston wins this game. They clinch the season series against Jackson, as they currently are up 3-1 with 3 more games remaining after this one. I wonder how long it's been since they've done that. Pitch outside for ball. No, delayed call, strike.
I had already written a ball on my score stat sheet. That was a delayed strike call. Guess I got to wait a second.
2 balls, 1 strike. How long has it been since Evanston's won the season series against Jackson?
I don't know. They've been pretty even the last couple years, and prior to that, kind of up and down.
Next one misses for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike to Kason Smith. This was the exact count that Kason drove a double into right field on. And that one in the dirt for ball 4. Runners on all bases for Derek McDonald.
So Cranston not helping his case. When he throws strikes, the Outlaws are hitting it. That's the second batter that he's walked, plus he hit Jagger with a pitch. So he's put 3 runners on, plus the Outlaws have 3 hits in the inning and 3 runs, and they're threatening more.
Derek McDonald yet to get an RBI in the season. He hasn't seen a whole lot of time at the AA level.
No, a low average, just 11 plate appearances, 5 at-bats this season. There we go.
Lined into left field. There's RBI number 1 at the AA level for Derek McDonald.
Outlaws just moved station to station. partly because they didn't want to risk anything, also partly because it was played well in left field by Warren Newton. He came in, charged, stopped it quickly, and threw it in. Made a nice throw. So good little RBI by Derek McDonald.
Connor Pearson steps in. He's looking for his first at-bat walk to lead off the inning for Evanston, and he's hit by a pitch, and the run will come in.
He gets an RBI for that, I believe, and Outlaws build the lead.
It is now a 5-0 Outlaw lead after the hit by pitch of Derek McDonald. That'll bring up Jordan Schneider, who actually kind of got things started a little bit.
Had that single to left.
First pitch down in the dirt outside for ball 1. Bases loaded, 2 down. Bottom of the first inning, Evanston with 5 runs, and we're seeing batter number 11 in the inning for the Outlaws. The 1-0 down Front Street for strike 1.
You mentioned Schneider kind of getting things started at the top of this first inning. His contact as strong, maybe stronger than anybody else's so far. He really hit a shot into left field, a sharp line drive.
Ball upstairs for a 2-1 count. You look at Jordan Schneider's batting stance. He loses about 1.5 inches when he gets into that crouch, which really shrinks that zone down.
And he's not tall to begin with, so you're right. That becomes a pretty small strike zone.
Misses for a 3-1 count to Schneider. Bases loaded. A walk would score another run for Evanston. The 31 offering on the way. Righty versus righty. Jammed up high, and it looks like it's trailing foul off of the first base dugout.
Fouling out of play, fortunately for Schneider, because Aaron Huggins with some good speed there at first base. He was right at the fence as the ball went out of play.
I don't know for sure, but I would assume there is a relation between Aaron and Jason Huggins.
Probably.
Full count offering. Foul tipped, but hung on by the catcher, Aiden Grayland, and that will end the inning. So 5-run score on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits, I believe, and Evanston has a 5-0 lead going into the second inning on this first Bank of Wyoming presentation of Post 41 Baseball on My Local Radio and the Big Dog.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
As your local Ricoh, Toshiba, and Sharp dealer, Mountain West Business Solutions represents quality office equipment that lasts. We work with each client to understand your workflow, your goals, and your bottom line. Whether you lease or purchase office equipment, we have many ways to work with you to provide the best products at the best value. We also service and provide supplies for HP printers. Call Mountain West Business Solutions today. Let us help you find the best solutions for you and your business.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Franklin. Something I've really enjoyed as a dentist over the past 20 years are the lasting friendships that I've formed with many of my patients. My staff is really great, and we try hard to make sure that every patient feels a warm welcome. It doesn't matter if it's your first visit or if you've been with us for years. Every patient is welcome and always appreciated. Our goal is to provide the best dental care possible at reasonable rates. Please call us today to schedule your appointment at 307-789-8910.
Go Red Devils!
Evanston leads it 5-0 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard as we head for the top of the second inning here at Ross Kesterson Memorial Field. Look at the pitch count difference between the two hurlers. Brendan Thompson for the home team, 10. And the pitcher for Jackson, that is Kyle Cranston, 40 pitches already thrown in that one inning.
A rough start for Cranston. He didn't help his own case. He walked 2, he hit 2, plus allowed the 4 hits. The Outlaws they had a good beat on his timing and on his pitches.
Lucas Grayland steps in, comes into this weekend batting .063. First pitch, swing and a miss from Thompson to Grayland for strike 1.
And Grayland played in the first game, went 0 for 0 for 2. In game 2, didn't get a hit, but he walked twice and scored once.
So that average has gone down probably a little bit.
Yeah, with the 0 for 2.
Yeah, but then the next pitch inside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Lucas Grayland. After Lucas, it'll be Aaron Huggins, the first baseman, then Bridger Hammond, the third baseman. Breaking ball misses for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Lucas Grayland.
And that one close just off the plate. Perriman tried to frame it a little bit without moving the glove too much, but just missed.
The 2-1. Chopper right at Jordan Schneider, and it's off of his hand. Bounces weird, and a wild throw out of play at first base. So Lucas Grayland advances to second on the error on third.
That throw, Schneider knew he had to gun it over there. Probably would have been smarter just to hold on to it and not chance it because he wasn't going to get it there in time anyway. But, boy, he airmailed it into the Outlaw bullpen.
Sends a message to whoever's sitting on the bench for the Outlaws right now. Aaron Huggins, batting .074, did not appear in any of the games last night. And he's playing first, steps into the right-handed side of the batter's box. Talking with Brendan Thompson in the past, he's must like as we have solid contact into left field for a base hit for Huggins.
Nice little contact, a single into left. He just grounded it, and with Kason Smith guarding the bag at second because Lucas Grayland was there, that left a big hole between third and second, and that's where Huggins hit it.
Bridger Hammond, he doesn't have a very high batting average, as he's only got
167.
Looking up at the Jackson batting stats. Bridger Hammond, only 6 at-bats, but 7 runs scored. You can add 1 to it last night, as he is the guy that they bring on to pitch run for Quentin Bruno most of the time if he doesn't hit it way out there. First pitch misses for ball 1. Runners on the corners with 1 down. Here, or actually nobody down, sorry, here in the top of the second. Chopper along the first base line, fielded well by Brendan Thompson, but that one just rolled slow enough that it took Thompson time to get there, and he doesn't make a throw. The run scores from third.
Also, where that ball was, Gus Allred came in to try and play, scoop up the ball, and then there was nobody on first. Even if somebody had been there, it probably wasn't time to get Hammond. He's got some good speed running down the line. Count that as an infield single?
I think so. Kyle Cranston, the pitcher, still looking for his first hit and his first RBI of the season. So he's 0 on the batting stats. Walks into the right-handed side of the batter's box to face righty Brendan Thompson. Runners on first and second with nobody down. Evanston leads it now 5-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Top of the second, first pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1.
Looked like a changeup, and it just was so slow that Cranston couldn't wait on it long enough, swung out in front and missed.
Talking with Brendan, he said that if he ever gets the chance to start, it would be a relief. He always seems to get brought in when you've got these massive hitting teams like Cheyenne and Gillette with bases loaded or something like that. He says he gives his dad a hard time, which, of course, Coach Chad Thompson. You're setting me up to fail here. What do you expect here? Yet only 2 of those runs are earned. Next pitch bounces well in front of the plate for ball 2.
And a nice scoop by Casey Perriman. He looked like a seasoned catcher over there. He just moved over, made his body as big of a wall as he could, blocked it, kept it in front.
1-1 to Cranston. After he checks the runner. Real delay. Now the 1-1. Swing and a miss at a fastball for strike 2.
Location on that pitch was key. It was low on the outside corner. And if Cranston lets it go by, I think it's strike 2. He swung and just couldn't get it. Couldn't get to it.
1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody down. As Grayland, the leadoff man, scored. He reached on an error. Huggins sits on second. And the third batter of the inning, Bridger Hammond, sits on first. Swing and a miss for strikeout number 1 for Thompson. And 1 down. That'll set up Aiden Grayland, the catcher.
Thompson threw just 10 pitches to get 3 outs in the first inning. A little bit more here so far in the second. He's at 10 pitches and has allowed a run and got a couple runners on.
Thompson checks the runner at a second. Sets at the belt. And delivers. First pitch. I'm waiting for that delayed call because we saw that a few times today. But that one didn't look like there's much wrong with that one, but they do say it's missed. But then again, we are kind of at that off-center angle where we can't call if it's inside-outside.
Perriman held it, just framed and froze it there to try and get that call. Didn't get it.
So it's ball one. Aiden Grayland waiting for offering number 2. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
And Grayland got himself turned around with his feet with that swing. It looked like he swung a little too hard. He couldn't keep his feet set. It's going to make things harder if you can't keep your feet set when you're swinging.
Runners on first and second, 1 down, top of the second. Evanston leads by 4. Breaking ball falls into the window for strike 2.
Again, another good spot on that pitch. It's low on the outside corner, and if Grayland swings at it, it's probably a slow dribbler to second. But he just let it go by and takes strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 down, 2 on. Top of the second, Evanston leads 5-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard as strike 3 is called. Grayland goes down looking.
And that same spot, Thompson, he's got that low outside corner working. And it's a tough spot for a batter to hit. It's a tough spot for a batter to see if that's going to be a strike, especially if there's any movement on the pitch.
Warren Newton doesn't have a lot of plate appearances here at bats. First pitch to Newton down Center Street for strike 1. Yeah, Warren Newton only 1 at bat on the entire season, and he struck out. So this is one of those guys that probably plays for the single A or the B team right now that they're looking to develop to bring into that double A. As Thompson hits that outside corner for strike 2.
Right after Thompson allowed Grayland to reach on an error and then 2 singles, he's been right on point his last 7 or 8 pitches.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Top of the second, Evanston leads 5-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. So 3 outs, 3 strikeouts for Brendan Thompson. 1 run scores on 2 hits, 1 error, and it's 5-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Evanston leads heading into the bottom of the second on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN and My Local Radio.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
At Ellingford Brothers, we're known for an excellent steel shop and quality cement. We also provide other products all year round. Sand and different sizes of gravel for road base and landscaping in the summer and fall. Traction in the winter and mud control in the spring. Bark for landscaping in the summer and winterization in the fall. And topsoil. Spring, summer, and fall. Prices are always honest. Pickup or delivery. Ellingford Brothers, your year-round source for so many things. Stop in today at 221 County Road in Evanston.
1 run scores in the top of the second for the Jackson Giants, and Evanston holds a 4-run lead over the Friends from Teton County. 5-1. Sorry.
Outlaws got things started on the right foot in the first inning as Connor Peterson led off with a walk, and then they got a Jordan Schneider single, a fielder's choice, an RBI double by Gus Allred. 2 batters later, a 2-run single, I should say, by Brendan Thompson. 5 runs in that first inning. Outlaws with a comfortable lead.
Wrestling standout for Coach Larry Wagstaff. Kendall Cummings steps into the right-handed side of the batter's box. And the first pitch. That one into left field, up high, and it is off of the glove of Warren Newton. They're telling Cummings to dig for second, and he will stretch it to a double. So it'll be a single and probably gets to second on the error.
We'll have to see it on how they scored on the Game Changer scorebook.
It could just be reach on an error, period.
No, that was a single for sure. He was going to get to first, no doubt. But it may have stretched it to second on a single. That was a nice little piece of hit and looped it over the shortstop and out in front of Warren Newton in left.
Here's Gus Allred, who lined one into deep right field last time he was up. He has been on a tear. First pitch from Cranston inside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, it looks like they'll call that hit for Kendall a single, and then an error gets him to second.
Allred batting .324 with runners in scoring position. Look at this, though, an on-base percentage of .994.
Wow, that's incredible.
So you can almost count on him to get on. 1 ball, 1 strike to Allred, and he puts it into deep right field. And the right fielder calls off Xander Witt to make the grab for out number 1. Runner holds at second. That's Kendall Cummings. Here comes Casey Perriman. He popped out to the second baseman his first time up. Throw back to second to check up on Cummings. That was kind of an interesting little pickoff. He lifted the leg, turned, and then put it down, and then walked off the mound and then threw back to second.
I think he was just going to turn and kind of warn Cummings, but Kendall kind of didn't go back to the base.
He's like, okay.
So Cranston was like, okay, fine, I will throw it.
First pitch to Casey Perriman. On the way. Oh, nope, he steps off as he could.
Perriman asked for time and got it just before Cranston went into the windup.
After Casey, it'll be Jagger Mitchell, who's got a hit by pitch, and Brendan Thompson, who is 1 for 1. First pitch outside to Casey Perriman, ball 1.
Perriman worked a full count in his first at-bat, fouled a few off to stay alive, and then popped one up in the infield.
Jagger Mitchell stands on deck for the Evanston Outlaws. The 1-0 down in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes.
Eden Grayland, I've been impressed by his job behind the dish. Because Cranston, there's been a lot of pitches in the dirt, tough ones to field, but Grayland's kept everything in front so far.
1 down for Casey Perriman as he pops it sky high. Grayland throws off the helmet, and it drops on the clay by the chain link fence for a strike.
Perriman getting underneath these pitches.
2 balls, 1 strike to Casey Perriman. He might be seeing what we saw last night, where it's coming slow and he's kind of winding up and just rushing it and getting jammed a little bit.
Yeah, really loading up. And I mean, I've done that a million times in my life. You take that too big of a step because you're going to really try to pound it, and then you pop it up.
Next pitch to Perriman, outside and low, 3 balls and 1 strike. .47 pitches thrown by Cranston. Kyle Cranston, the starter for Jackson here in the bottom of the second. 1 down with a runner on second. That's Kendall Cummings as Perriman slaps it foul across the third base line. So Evanston trying to extend that lead. They lead 5-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard.
And a good opportunity to do it here as Kendall Cummings reached singled to lead off the inning, and Perriman with just 1 out at the plate.
Next pitch to Perriman outside, and he works a full count walk. So the second full count in a row. This time Perriman is victorious. Here comes Jagger Mitchell, who was hit by a pitch. That one hit his wrist, and it just kind of it looked like it hit his pad because he's just like, oh, okay, I'm taking that one. As we mentioned, 16 hit by pitch, Jagger Mitchell. That leads the team by far. The second place guy's only got 6, and I think that's Kendall Cummings.
Jaggers accounts for a lot of this team's production. 38 runs scored. That leads the team. 29 RBIs. That's second on the team.
Behind the man on deck, Brendan Thompson, who I think has already added to his tally today, hasn't he?
Yeah, a couple RBIs in this one.
Mitchell takes a second one, this time off the bat. He just kind of hangs his head like, are you kidding me?
For Jagger, as a quarterback, you'd probably rather be hit by a breaking ball on your back than a linebacker blitzing from the corner.
So bases loaded. Once again. Brendan Thompson with a chance to add. He's got 2 RBIs already. He's on the RBI single. Can he add more? First pitch Line drive into left, but it curves foul at the very last second. Thompson's thinking extra bases all the way as he just throws his head back like, I missed it by that much.
Look at Jagger. He was halfway between second and third when he stopped running and headed back to first. That's a 3-run double if it stays fair.
The 0-1 to Thompson. Lined into left field. This is going to hit the fence. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. They're going to bring Jagger Mitchell home. It's going to be a 3-run RBI double by Brendan Thompson.
Thompson says, if I can't get it down the line, I'll take it into left field for a 3-run double. He's got 5 RBIs already in this game.
And this game is broken wide open, 8-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Evanston. I think they can say that they will win the season series against Jackson. Kason Smith. He drew a walk, made it to third before the inning ended.
How about Brendan Thompson?
Man. Kason Smith. Ooh, he's a left-handed batter. I did not catch that before.
He hit right that first time up. So I'm pretty sure.
Switch hitter. And now that gives Coach Thompson a second left-handed bat in his arsenal. Kaysen chops one along the first base line, but it goes foul. Wow, Brendan Thompson.
Yeah.
A single, a double, 5 RBIs. That is all but 3 of the runs on the board for Evanston right now.
That puts his total at 39 RBIs this season for Brendan Thompson.
And we're not done yet.
Yeah, there's a number 8 or 7 hitter in the lineup. That's unheard of.
Next pitch. Ooh. Aiden Grayland tried to frame that one beautifully, but umpire isn't having any of it. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kason Smith. Runner on second with, I believe, only 1 down still. Pitch in the dirt off of the shin guard of Grayland. Thompson will go to third on the play.
Again, he kept it in front, but it just took such a funny hop that it squirted out toward the Jackson dugout, and that allowed Thompson to make it easily to third.
1 down with a runner on third. Evanston leads 8-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Left-handed batter, Kason Smith. Right-handed pitcher, Kyle Cranston. The 2-1, swing and a miss. 4 strike 2. 2 balls, 1 strike to Smith. Wears number 28 on the back of his blue post 41 jersey. Number 18, Brendan Thompson, standing 90 feet away with 1 down. 2-2 offering. Chopped right at the pitcher's mound. No, I think they're going to say it actually hit him.
Yeah, it came up and bounced off his elbow, I think. He just looked at his elbow and then shook it out, kind of like, well, then I'm okay, but dead ball.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Smith. Bottom of the second, Evanston with a 7-run lead. The 2-2. Outside, and it's a walk for Kason Smith, the second walk of the game for him. And now that brings up Derek McDonald, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI single. Can he get another one?
That's also the 4th walk that Cranston has given up, plus he's hit 3 batsmen. That's, 7 base runners on walks and hit batsmen. That's not a recipe for success, especially with a team hitting as well as the Outlaws are hitting this season and especially this morning.
They might be changing their strategy here for McDonald. Almost looked like Coach or Grayland looked into the dugout to find out if they wanted to intentionally walk him. Which, with Connor Peterson on deck, he's looking for his first at-bat still. First pitch, strike 1.
May also just been a discussion of, okay, what do we do if Kason Smith tries to steal second with a man on third? In on the corners, Bridger Hammond at third, Aaron Huggins at first. They're playing in tight.
The 0-1, swing and a miss, 4 strike 2.
And you notice McDonald there stepping out. I remember coaches telling me that's called stepping in the bucket. You remember that? Or did they call that stepping out toward third with that step? And that disables you from being able to hit an outside pitch. There we go.
This one, line drive into shallow left field. Bloop single. Second RBI single for Derek McDonald.
Wow, McDonald, impressive in this game. He came in with an 0.91 average, but 2 RBI singles in this game.
Welcome to the show, Derek McDonald. Yeah. Kason Smith goes to second on the play. Brendan Thompson scores, and it's 9-1. That's a Doors song, 9-1, 1-5. We had that score earlier. First pitch to Connor Peterson. Popped up high into foul territory. Beautiful play there by Bridger Hammond. Almost a beautiful play. It looks like it went in and out of his glove. Called a little early.
He was in position and reached out at the last second, just couldn't quite keep it in the glove. Looked like as he turned his glove over, it hit the thumb of the glove and just rolled out.
Connor Peterson steps in. No balls, 1 strike. He walked and he was hit by a pitch, so still looking for that first at-bat with a runner in scoring position. Kason Smith. Next pitch outside off of the chest protector of Grayland. He gets there quickly. Smith's not going to be greedy. He just stays at second.
Smart decision by Smith. It was anybody's guess how far that ball would roll, but a good job again by Grayland. That ball, it looked like it hit the front lip of the plate and bounced high and funny. That pitch from Cranston, and Grayland kept it in front of him for the most part.
Connor, the 8th batter of the Evanston second. Pitch to Connor. Chopper right at the shortstop. Throw to second for 1-2. Not going to be in time. Great speed there by Connor Peterson.
So Peterson safe at first. One runner advanced over to third. That's Kason Smith, and Derek McDonald thrown out at second. That's not a sound we want to hear.
No.
The siren.
It's
here
Wednesday at noon, so maybe that isn't that the when we usually have the test of the siren.
That may be. Hopefully, it's just the test.
Jordan Schneider steps in. He's the 9th batter of the inning for the Outlaws. Runners on the corners with 2 down. Kason Smith over at third. After the fielder's choice cut out Derek McDonald. First pitch to Schneider. Line drive right at the shortstop. Grant Parkin, who makes a great job gloving that one for out number 3. So a line out to the number 6 spot, shortstop, and that ends the inning after another big inning for Evanston. They lead it on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard, 9-1 on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN and My Local Radio.
What do you do when you lose a tooth?
Put it under your pillow. Under my pillow. Like a treasure chest so you could put it in.
Why do you do that?
Because then the tooth fairy comes. For the tooth fairy. So the tooth fairy can come get them.
And then what happens?
I get money.
We may not be the tooth fairy, but we can still take care of your teeth. Bear River Dental in Evanston.
In May of 2019, Uintah County School District Number 1 became the first school district in Wyoming to achieve a certified level 1 on high reliability schools by the Brozana Leadership Center. We're focusing on 3 levels. Level 1 is a safe and collaborative culture. Level 2, effective teaching in every classroom. And Level 3 is a guaranteed and viable curriculum. We are certified level 1 in safe and collaborative culture. This is Superintendent Ryan Thomas. Congratulations to everyone in our district. Keep up the great work.
Uintah County School District Number 1, Pathway to Excellence.
Trona Valley Federal Credit Union is a not-for-profit financial institution. When you become a member, you are an owner of the credit union. We believe in people over profit, and that impacts the way we do business from our overall structure down to the smallest detail. Our philosophy sets us apart, and we're here for you. Earn more with our high-yield checking account, start a savings goal, check out our competitive loans, and much more. Become a member today. We're a caring partner dedicated to your financial success. Member NCUA.
Well, we were just talking about the pitching depth of the Evanston Outlaws during the break, and we talked about Kason Smith, how he's a closer. I think you might have found your mid-reliever in Brendan Thompson.
That's possible. I don't think he considers himself a pitcher. He likes to get out there on the mound.
Chopper right at shortstop Smith. He fires over to first. Up high. Beautiful jump by Clayton Moyles, and the spot to land on the bag for out number 1. Sorry, that's Gus Allred, isn't it?
It is Moyles.
Oh, so they
at some
switched
point, Moyles came in.
See if we can figure out what's going on there. So a 6-3 ground out for out number 1. Here comes Mason Wright, who flew out to center field last time up. First pitch misses for ball 1.
Thompson has kept his pitch count fairly low so far. 2 innings and a third he's thrown, and 28 pitches. Allowed just the 1 run.
Evanston leading this one 9-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. The top of the swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Clayton Moyles over at first. And they just did a flat-out switch. Moyles comes in for Allred.
Everybody else the same.
Chopped up high for foul ball.
So that's Brendan Thompson on the mound. Casey Perriman behind the plate. Moyles now at first. Kendall Cummings at second. Kason Smith at short. Jordan Schneider at third. And you got Jagger in left, Connor in center, Derek McDonald in right.
Offering from Thompson. Popped up high into center field. Again, Peterson weighs off everybody and makes the grab for out number 2. That is the second time in a row that Wright has flown out to center field.
Connor with such a quick first step, and it's an accurate first step. He takes just the right angle and makes that fly ball look easy.
Grant Parkin steps in. He lined out to Kason Smith on what may be our play of the game to end the first inning. If he goes back to shortstop, that'll be interesting. First pitch, down Front Street for strike number 1. Well, if you look at the score line, Xander Witt in the first inning ground out to the third baseman. In the third inning, he grounds out to the shortstop. Wright flies out to center. In the third inning, does the exact same thing. So right now, the location working for Brendan Thompson. Next pitch down low in the dirt and outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Grant Parkin.
If the trend continues, Kaysen better be ready for a line drive just over his head.
The 1-1. Low for ball 2. If Parkin gets on, that'll bring up Lucas Grayland, who is the only man to come around and score. He reached on an error, so that run's going to be unearned.
And Grayland hit a sharp grounder to third and took a tough hop for Schneider to handle.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 down, top of the third. Swinging and a miss, and the count's even at 2. Brendan Thompson, he's having a day at the plate. Thus far, he's having a day at the mound.
Yeah, he's getting the job done on both sides.
The 2-2 righty versus righty. Swing and a miss, and down they go in order. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. The Evanston Outlaws lead 9-1. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Bottom of the third coming up on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 and the Big Dog and My Local Radio.
When someone says sleep apnea, it usually conjures up stereotype images. This is Dr. Jonathan Morgan. The fact is that sleep apnea affects people of all ages and occurs when there is an involuntary pause of breath during sleep. Are you always tired? At Arrowhead Dental, we offer oral appliance therapy as an effective, non-invasive treatment for certain types of sleep apnea. Schedule an appointment to take a simple in-home test. Visit arrowheaddentalwy.com today.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Well, the Evanston Outlaws looking good here in Game 3 of this series. They won Game 1 10-4. 14-8 was the final score for Evanston in Game 2, and now they lead it 9-1 heading into the bottom of the third inning. Coach Thompson talked about it on the postgame show, said that they need to work on finishing. Well, they've definitely got the starting thing under control.
Yeah, they definitely have. They've built big leads in both of the games last night and then in the game this morning as well.
Oh, it is worthy to know, however, it was a back-and-forth battle until that 6th inning when Evanston exploded for 5 runs, in the 6th inning. So that was one of those ones where they exploded late. But Evanston exploding early here. First pitch to Kendall Cummings up high for ball 1. Evanston leads 9-1 at the bottom of the 3rd inning. Pitch number 70 coming from Kyle Cranston soon. Kendall Cummings, he's 1 for 2. Hit into a fielder's choice at third place. That hose Connor Peterson back in the first, but then hit a single, came around and scored both times.
He's been the guy on base at third base both times when Brendan Thompson got his hits and RBIs.
2-0 goes outside in the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes. Clayton Moyles on deck for the Evanston Outlaws, so he will take the spot of Gus Allred. .3-0 on the way, up high, and it's a 4-pitch walk to Kendall Cummings.
So he's perfect on base today. So far, 3 for 3.
Gus Allred steps into the batter's box. That's Clayton Moyles. Clayton comes in to this game with a .349 average, 20 RBIs. So definitely one of the offensive weapons here. First pitch to Moyles, outside, ball 1.
He earned the win last night in that second game. Came in and pitched 4 1/3 innings, allowed 3 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. Struck out 5. And, of course, the Evanston bats were big last night, so that helped.
Next pitch to Moyles, outside, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes, so 6 straight balls thrown by Kyle Cranston.
He's already issued 4 walks, and he's hit 3 batsmen. Well, he's hit 2, but one of them twice. Jagger Mitchell's been hit twice.
Nobody up in the Jackson bullpen at this point. Ball 3 outside and in the dirt. So that is now 7 straight pitches, 7 balls. So he's having some problems with that location right now. 3-0 to Kendall Cummings. And he's holding all the way and wisely slow as that one's inside. The second straight 4-pitch walk worked by Evanston batters.
Moyles kind of held the bat out there half-heartedly, like, yeah, I'm just going to show it out here to give you something else to think about, then pulled it back. And now Coach Huggins comes out to have a chat with his pitcher. I noticed Parker Bledgy, who he started the pitching in the first game yesterday. He's got some catcher's gear on, that leg, on the shins and knees.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would indicate anything for us here, but we may have to keep an eye on substitutions that Jackson comes up with.
Matter of fact, it looks like Bledgy is going to take, or is that Bledgy? I can't. No, 14. That is Bridger Hammond. He pitched in relief yesterday.
And it looks like Kyle Cranston is moving to third. We'll have to see if that's where they settle in. But, yeah, Bridger Hammond taking the mound.
In game 1 in relief, Bridger Hammond, loading up the stats right now. Went 2/3 of an innings pitched with a strikeout and a walk.
And he came in late. Parker Bledgy went 5 1/3, and then Mason Wright struggled, didn't record an out, and then they brought in Bridger Hammond, and he finished that inning off, the 7th inning, or the 6th inning, I guess, of game 1.
Our broadcast today brought to you in part by Union Wireless. Wireless speeds so fast, you'll be seeing stars. That's Union Wireless. Visit them at 148 Front Street in Evanston or visit their website at unionwireless.com. Well, the first batter he'll face will be Casey Perriman.
Can't close the book on Kyle Cranston yet, but he threw 75 pitches in 2 complete innings is all, right? We're in the home half of the third. So 2 innings pitched, and he's allowed at least, 7 hits, 9 runs.
Coming into this series, Bridger Hammond has thrown 6 1/3 innings in 4 games. 2 strikeouts, 6 walks, 14 hits, 13 runs, 12 of them earned with a 13.27 ERA. So they need him to be effective here. Casey Perriman steps in. He is 0 for 1, popped out to second base in his first at-bat, and that was a full count battle. In the next full count battle, he would draw a walk. Hammond, right-hander, checks the runner at second and delivers. Remember, he's kind of got that hitch as he finds the window for strike one. Hitch meaning he extends that arm all the way out before delivering it.
Brings it back and then kind of locks the elbow and then delivers over the top.
Next pitch chopped into the foul screen for strike two. No balls, 2 strikes. Perriman did not see Hammond. He was actually the last batter that saw Mason Wright in game 1 last night, so this will be the first time he's seen Hammond in the series. No balls, 2 strikes. Jagger Mitchell stands on deck. He did not see Hammond either. The 0-2. Kind of solid contact into center right field. The center fielder, Mason Wright, goes over and makes the grab for out number 1. Throwback in time to almost get Kendall Cummings at second. Wow.
And I don't know if Mason Wright adjusted his throw. Kendall Cummings was taking a pretty big lead toward third. And if Wright was throwing to second anyways, Cummings could have advanced to third, I think, without any trouble. But the fact that Wright threw back to second, they almost picked Cummings off, coming back to tag up.
So that's the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Jagger Mitchell. He's been hit by a pitch twice. Would love to get a fair shake at this one. He comes in with a 380 average with 29 RBIs. At the beginning of the day, he only trailed Brendan Thompson by a couple, but that's probably out to 7 as Mitchell pulls it on the third base line foul.
He likes to pull it down that third base line, and so often it's just pulls it a little too far as he gets out in front of pitches.
Actually, that lead is now up to 10 for Brendan Thompson. He comes in with 34. He's got 39 now. Next pitch to Jagger outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to the right-handed hitting Jagger Mitchell. Brendan Thompson, who's had a day, stands on deck. Hammond delivers, fouled again. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And again, solid contact, but foul down that third base line. That one rolls all the way and then up against the fence down at 330 feet down the foul pole line.
Outlaws lead 9-1 in the bottom of the third with 1 down. 2 on for Jagger Mitchell. Runners on first and second. The pitch. Fly ball into left field. Back goes the left fielder. That one's going to drop. 1 run is going to score off of this one. Mitchell digging for second. They're sending the second run, and it's going to be 11-1. Evanston leads it by 10 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard after the 2-run RBI double by Jagger Mitchell.
And the left fielder, Warren Newton, started in for 1 step and then realized, oh, this is going over my head, turned and ran. He wouldn't have gotten to it even if he got a good jump. But what a shot by Jagger Mitchell for 2 more RBIs today on the double.
Brendan Thompson with yet another runner in scoring position. 5 RBIs on the day for him. A 2-run RBI single and a 3-run RBI double, which the earlier pitch he pulled just foul in the left field. Hammond sets. 1 down. First pitch to Thompson, up high for ball 1. That's the other thing is Thompson has been great hitting, but he's also great at the plate, period. He's the team leader in walks with 15, tied with Gus Allred. Actually, Gus now has the lead with 16. Nope, sorry. That was Clayton Moyles. Fouled by Thompson. I was looking at the score sheet to see what Allred has done today. But as I look back, Thompson kind of with his knee on the ground, hand on the ground. What happened there?
Well, he saw a pitch. He thought he could take 330 feet over the left field fence, and he really loaded up and got underneath it, kind of lost his balance, popped it up high. He was fortunate that it drifted just out of play on the third base side.
So Thompson wants the cycle, apparently. He's got the single and the double. Next pitch to Thompson, fly ball, fouled across the first base line.
Another one out of play. But, boy, he's seeing some pitches he likes. Just needs to straighten one out. Maybe not try to hit for the cycle. Just get a base hit.
And with Jagger Mitchell's speed, that's RBI number 6 if you get a base hit. Pitch to Thompson. Breaking ball goes behind him. That one actually disappeared behind him when it got there. So 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He kind of froze for a second. Do I slide back? And then if I do, it's going to hit me. So just stand still and let it go by.
Righty versus righty, the 2-2. Fly ball into left field. Newton going back. Can't make the catch. That's going to bounce off the fence. Jagger Mitchell's going to score. No, they're going to hold him at third. That's actually very uncharacteristic. Usually Mitchell is swinging wide and heading that way.
Well, he had to hold because Warren Newton, the left fielder, had a chance to make that catch. And with only 1 down, Jagger didn't want to get caught not tagging up. So he was hesitant to leave second base. And then by the time he left, he only had time to get to third.
So a double for Brendan Thompson, his second of the game. I'll bring up Kason Smith, who's got 2 walks. And he's been hosed he's been stranded in the first, stranded in the third as well.
And notice he's back batting on the right
side. Yeah.
In this at bat. He looked a little less comfortable on the left side. Still drew a walk. Had his good eye from that spot, but his swing just a little more fluid from the right side, I guess you might say.
11-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Smith ducks to avoid getting his bell rung for ball 1.
Closed the book on Kyle Cranston. 2 innings pitched, allowed 7 hits, 11 runs, all of them earned, walked 4, struck out 1, hit 3. That will not help his 5.6 ERA.
Evanston up by 10. Next pitch to Smith. Solid contact into bloop shallow left center field. Mitchell scores, and it's an RBI single for Smith.
A nice piece of hitting by Kason Smith. The defense was playing in to try and cut off a run on a ground ball. And so normally that kind of a hit is a pretty easy play or catch for the shortstop. But with Grant Parkin playing in tight, that left the just over the second base wide open for Smith to bloop it in there.
First pitch to Derek McDonald inside. Derek having himself a coming out game. 1 for 1 with 2 RBIs.
Yeah, pretty good day. Couple of singles. He's 2 for 2, isn't he?
He is, and that's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. Sorry. McDonald chops it or swings it and sends it high into left field, and running over to try to make the catch was shortstop Grant Parkin. That's in and out of his glove. Throw back to second, and they get Kason Smith. Kason waiting because he thought he was going to have to tag up, but because he waited so long and it wasn't a tag up situation, they throw back to second to hose him for out number 2.
So he had to run for second, a force there obviously, but he had to tag up because it looked like a catchable ball.
Peterson takes the first pitch and skies it into the roof of the Jackson dugout off of third base.
Duck and cover there in the dugout. The players were scrambling for cover.
Connor Peterson about to be the 8th batter of the home half of the third. Or is the 8th batter of the home half of the third. If they get to Jordan Schneider, it'll be the 2nd inning in a row that they've gotten to 9. Peterson fouls that one across the third base line.
That looked like a Jagger Mitchell pull down the third base line. Sharply hit, good contact, but just out in front.
Bridger Hammond came in to take care of business after the struggles by Cranston. Next one bounces in the dirt outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cranston started the inning with back-to-back walks, back-to-back 4-pitch walks, actually. And then that brought in Hammond. He got Casey Perriman to fly out to center. Jagger Mitchell would then hit a double as the next one's inside. 2 balls, 1 strike to Connor Peterson. Brendan Thompson with a double. Kason Smith with a single, and Derek McDonald has reached on an error. Solid contact into left field, and Peterson has his first hit of the game, and he's off and running. Brendan Thompson scores, and the Evanston Outlaws looking to get the job done early here at Ross Kesterson Field.
Boy, and they have 13-1, a big lead. They've had lopsided innings in the first, second, and the third. 5-4, 4 runs each. Just continue to hit anything hittable that the pitchers are throwing. They're rocking it.
Still got a long ways to go, but they're looking good. Runners on first and second. 2 down to Jordan Schneider. First pitch up high for ball 1. So, bottom of the third, 2 down. Evanston up by 12. A dozen. Next pitch. Inside, ball 2.
Oh, and the scorebook is giving Thompson not a double but an error on that last. He may have some words for, is it Jason Mitchell that keeps the.
Is it Jason or is it Chad that keeps it? Because Chad may be like,
Chad.
nah, I'm not going to give it to him.
It's not Chad. I know that.
I have noticed that Evanston scores their players pretty strictly. Swing and a miss by Jordan Schneider for strike 1.
If I was Brendan, I might have words about that because really, and remember, Newton did come in a step or two, but I don't think he would have gotten back in time to make the catch anyway.
3 balls, 1 strike. Liner off of the glove of Bridger of the new third baseman. I believe that's Cranston. And the bases are loaded now for Kendall Cummings. Are they going to score that in error, I bet? Probably.
We'll see. That was similar to Jordan Schneider's line drive in the first inning, and they called that a single, or they scored that as a single. Looks like they're scoring it as a single here as well. And it was just sharply hit enough that even though it kind of ricocheted off the glove a little bit, I think that's why they call that a single.
Kendall Cummings with Clayton Moyles on deck. First pitch to Cummings in there for strike 1. Bases loaded, 2 down. Evanston up by 12 in the bottom of the third. Cummings fouls that one. That one actually looked like it bounced off his helmet on the swing. Might have hit the brim and kind of tipped it up a little bit.
Yeah, and Coach Jason Mitchell jogging over from first base.
Sure.
Coach Chad Thompson from third just to make sure that.
Did he take it in the face is what they're trying to figure out?
Moyles is okay.
If there's any blood, they'd have to take care of that. But he seems to be all right.
Yeah, there's also obvious concern about, especially the last several years, concussion-type stuff.
Yeah.
So more than anything, it's just let's make sure and not have any future issues.
No balls, 2 strikes to Moyles. Or sorry, that's Cummings. Foul ball.
A good job by Cummings to wait on that. He started his swing way early on an off-speed pitch and was able to hold the bat back long enough and then foul it off to stay alive.
Clayton Moyles stands on deck. The 0-2 outside in the dirt for ball 1. It's a good stop there by Aiden Grayland to try to hold things down. Kyle Cranston, is he the new third baseman, I'm guessing, for Jackson?
Yeah.
Bridger Hammond delivers to Cummings. Fly ball into center field. Running over to make the grab is Mason Wright for out number 3. So this inning finally ends for Jackson. More runs. I've got 4 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. And Evanston leads it 13-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard as we head to the top of the 4th inning on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN and My Local Radio.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
The Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
Over the last 19 innings, so you take 6.5 from game 1, 6.5 from game 2, that makes you 13, and you add the 3 that we played so far. Evanston, 37 runs. I don't care who you are, that is an astronomical number and a number that you are happy to have as Kendall Cummings comes out onto the mound to be pitcher number 2 for the Evanston Outlaws. Kendall comes in with 1 inning pitched in 2 appearances, 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, 3 walks, and no strikeouts.
What's his ERA then on that?
Kendall Cummings with a 7 ERA.
Well, Brendan Thompson, pretty good outing.
Pretty good day.
Both defensively and pitching and on offense. He's been great at the plate, and we'll get you a stat line here. It's 3 innings pitched, allowed 2 hits, 1 run, not earned, and struck out 4.
2-hit ball game for him, so really good performance there. No walks.
Swinging a miss, strike 1 to Grayland.
Grayland, he reached on an error back in the 2nd. As Cummings, the right-hander, comes in for relief. This is the first time I've seen him pitch this year. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
I'm trying to remember when Cummings pitched. I want to say it was against Rock Springs, but I don't think that's right.
The 0-2 to Grayland. Breaking ball finds the window. Beautiful 12-6 curve that just drops right when he needed it to. Force strikeout number 1 for the new pitcher, Kendall Cummings.
Oh, and Grayland just frozen. He kind of turned away from that one like he didn't want to get hit by it, and then it drops in for strike 3.
Aaron Huggins 1 for 1 with a single, made it to second before the 2nd inning was ended. Huggins sharply hit at Smith at shortstop. Throw to first to Kendall. It's off of his glove. Huggins rounding, headed for second, and he will reach it on the error on Smith.
Smith just threw that too high, and he took his time, did a little extra like double pump, but just missed too high. Looks like we have a change in the outfield for Evanston. Jagger Mitchell is at 3rd base now. And does that look like Jordan Schneider in left? No, Brendan Thompson's in right.
Give me 1 second. We'll have it on a Game Changer in a minute.
Peterson's still in center. McDonald is in left. Schneider's at 2nd with Kendall on the mound.
No balls, 1 strike to Bridger Hammond. And that hit him. And he's hustling down to first like he stole something almost.
So just to reset the defense quickly for you with Evanston, Kendall Cummings on the mound, Casey Perriman behind the plate, Clayton Moyles at first, Jordan Schneider at 2nd, Jagger Mitchell at 3rd, Kason Smith at short. Outfield left to right, Derek McDonald, Connor Peterson, and Brendan Thompson.
13-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Next, first pitch to Kyle Cranston. Actually, it's not Cranston. It is Cranston as he moved to 3rd now. He struck out in the first at-bat. Ball 1 to him. Cummings with 1 down and 2 on. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
It's always interesting to see, when you have a lopsided game like this, 13-1. This is Cranston's 2nd at bat. The Outlaws' number 7 hitter has batted 3 times and is due up 4th in the bottom half of this inning.
The 1-1 to Cranston. Wow, big lead at 2nd. And Mr. Aaron Huggins caught napping. That was a massive lead. Cummings looked over. It almost looked like he almost had to double take. Like,
are you really?
Is that really how far off?
Yeah. And then he was like, well, if you're going to go that far, I'll throw it. Fine. And Schneider there in position to make the tag and get the out.
1-1, swing and a miss for strike 2.
That changes the situation significantly. They had 2 runners on with 1 out. Now it's 1 runner on with 2 outs and a 1-2 count for Kyle Cranston.
Cummings agrees on the sign for Perriman. Righty versus righty. The 1-2. Runner goes for second. Throw by Casey Perriman is a dime to Kason Smith, and he hoses him.
Wow.
What a throw by Casey Perriman.
Perriman rocked back and threw a perfect laser down to second base. Jagger Mitchell there for the tag, and that ends the inning.
So indirectly, the Giants go down 1-2-3, and Evanston holds a 12-run lead going into the bottom of the 4th on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN and My Local Radio.
Do you really think you can get a better deal on a vehicle in the city? Poppycock! Rocky Mountain Yeti is hungry for your business and will beat any bona fide deal on any vehicle, or they'll give it to you as a gift. Now that's legendary. Rocky Mountain Yeti Evanston, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile legendary warranty, where legendary customer service is not a myth.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
Well, the Evanston Outlaws, I almost said Red Devils, lead it 13-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. We can talk about it now. There were 3 outs away from Evanston finishing it off in 5 innings, like what they were hoping to do yesterday.
Right. Well, they've got the bottom half of this inning to try and put some more runs on the board. A quick update on this weekend's Cedar Summer Showdown. The Outlaws are still scheduled for 4 games this weekend, but a little bit of a change. Friday, stays the same. They'll play against Crimson Cliffs at 3, and then against Parowan at 5:30. Saturday, though, changed a bit. An earlier first pitch, 9:30 against Canyon View, and then instead of a later game like at 2:30 against Cedar, Evanston will play at 12 noon against Cedar. So that'll be a quick transition from Canyon View to Cedar High School for that second game.
First pitch up high to Clayton Moyles for ball 1. Clayton drew a walk last time he was up. It was his first at-bat after taking over for Gus Allred. Coach Thompson might have been like, all right, we don't need to risk hurting one of our best hitters right now going into this weekend. Swing and a miss. Clayton Moyles looking to make it a 14-1 game on that hack. Strike 2. Or strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hammond delivers. Moyles fouls this one right at the press box. Ryan, you had your chance to catch your foul ball and call it.
Climbed out the window and
stood on the speaker.
Yeah. You know, it may also be a situation of Gus saying, you know what, I'm good. I've had a great day. I had a good couple of games last night. Let's put Clayton in.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Moyles. Breaking ball misses inside for 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Moyles. After Clayton, it'll be Perriman. Then you've got the double trouble of Jagger Mitchell and Brendan Thompson, who have absolutely wreaked havoc on this game.
Yeah, you're not kidding. They're both 3 for 3 on base. The 4 hits, 3 doubles between the two of them, 7 RBIs and 6 runs scored if you combine Jagger and Brendan Thompson's stat line for this game.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch to Moyles outside and in the dirt for ball 3. Full count.
Well, he's worked it fully. He was down 1 ball, 2 strikes, and in a good spot here, full count to lead off.
I want to thank you for joining us on a beautiful Wednesday morning. Well, it's not morning quite yet. It's now 12:30. Hammond to Moyles, line little hopper into left field for a base hit.
a sharply hit ground ball right between second and third, and Grant Park and the shortstop really as sharply as Moyles hit that, had no chance to get to it, and finds the gap for a single.
I'll bring up Casey Perriman. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Matter of fact, I think he might be the only one that's missing a hit on his stat line. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone else has hit safely.
So Perriman wanting to join the party. Fouls off the first one. Almost had a pretty good hit there.
It took a high bounce off one of the condos or one of the townhomes there to the north of Ross Kesterson Field.
Well, with the town back open, hopefully that person's at work and they weren't scared.
Right.
0-1 to Perriman becomes 0-2.
Nice spot on the outside corner by Bridger Hammond.
Perriman trying to get that hit. 0-2. Fly ball into center field. Mason Wright runs up and makes the grab for out number 1. That's the second at bat in a row where Casey has flown out to Mason Wright.
Good contact, even though, I mean, he had to reach out and just kind of poke that one out there. If he is able to pull it a little bit more toward left field, there's a big gap in left center, but unfortunately for Outlaws and Casey Perriman, he wasn't able to do that.
Jagger Mitchell, last time up, he had a 2-run RBI double.
He scored 3 times today. Was hit by a pitch in his first 2 at-bats.
This is his 4th plate appearance, so he's perfect on that. When he gets on, he scores. First pitch nearly was – nope, they said it nicked him.
Yeah, it did.
It nicked the top of – it might have, like, brushed a hair or something.
It skipped off his back is what I saw. And some frustration there. He kind of gave a sigh of,
really?
Oh, man, come on. I wanted to hit, not get hit.
He's been hit 3 times. That adds to his team-leading 15. He's 18. You know who's second? Kendall Cummings with 16. Good hit by Brendan Thompson.
A rocket right back up the middle, but a nice catch by Mason Wright.
In center field, so that'll be the first time Thompson does not get on base in this game. 2 down for Kason Smith, who hit a single. I think, did he get an RBI in that one?
Yeah, it was an RBI single in the 3rd. He's walked twice today.
Pretty good day at the plate for him.
Back to the right side of the plate again.
First pitch to Smith. Inside zone for strike 1.
And he lines up in real close to the plate, so what looks like inside where he kind of dodges away from it or turns away from it is right there on the corner.
No balls, 1 strike to Kason Smith. If Kason gets on, we'll go to Derek McDonald, who's having himself a heck of a game. I've got him 2 for 3, but the official stats have him 3 for 3. Unless they've changed that. We don't know. Hold on.
They have changed it. They have.
So is Brendan Thompson, did they give him that double?
They still have that listed as an error.
Okay.
In the 3rd.
Kason Smith takes the 1-1 inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Either way, Derek McDonald, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Fantastic double-A game. I'd call this a breakout game for Mr. McDonald.
Yeah, hopefully he can keep this going.
Next pitch to Smith. Swing and a miss at 1 outside. And he knows that was not something that he wanted to do.
I don't know if he was expecting something different, maybe a fastball or something over the middle of the plate, but Hammond had him guessing, and Smith just had no chance at getting to that pitch. It was way outside and down low in the dirt.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Kason Smith. Timeout called as he steps out of the batter's box.
Warren Newton playing pretty deep there in left field and kind of hugging the line. There's a big gap in left center.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Kason Smith goes down to end the inning. That is the first under 9 batter inning that Evanston has had. Will the Outlaws lead it 13-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard, heading into the top of the 5th. 3 outs away from winning this one via the mercy rule. Okay, we'll be right back with the top of the 5th after this on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 and mylocalradio.com.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
When someone says sleep apnea, it usually conjures up stereotype images. This is Dr. Jonathan Morgan. The fact is that sleep apnea affects people of all ages and occurs when there is an involuntary pause of breath during sleep. Are you always tired? At Arrowhead Dental, we offer oral appliance therapy as an effective, non-invasive treatment for certain types of sleep apnea. Schedule an appointment to take a simple in-home test. Visit arrowheaddentalwy.com today.
A pass to the Evanston Recreation Center gets you so much more than a weight room. A pass also gives you access to the pool, hot tub, steam rooms, cardio room, cycling studio, shooting range, basketball court, and locker rooms with showers. Passes also let you attend drop-in fitness classes at no additional cost, including Zumba, yoga, cycling, water aerobics, and strength training classes. Live your fit life with a pass to the Evanston Recreation Center. Payment plans available. Stop in today.
Our broadcast brought to you in part today by Hoover Chiropractic, as the first pitch to leadoff man Kyle Cranston is fouled into the back screen for strike one. Dr. Hoover Chiropractic, blood work, x-rays, dietary supplements, and a weight loss program, as well as anything that you would imagine a chiropractor to do. As a swing and a miss at the second pitch for strike two. That's Todd Hoover, Doctor of Chiropractics, at 545 Cheyenne Drive in Evanston. Evanston currently leads 13-1 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. And are 3 outs away from mercy ruling Jackson Giants and clinching the season series. Next pitch misses for ball one.
Both teams playing a younger lineup in this second game, and Evanston's younger lineup has stepped up in a much bigger way than Jackson's has today.
1-2 to Cranston. Swing and a miss for strike three, and that is the second strikeout for Cranston. He's now 0 for 2. Our broadcast today brought to you in part by Superior Rental in the Gun Room at 371 Prospector Drive in Evanston. Pressure washers, trimmers, tillers, mowers, including those cool zero-turn mowers. Has the largest inventory of industrial strength equipment for rent and a full-time mechanic, all on their staff, so that all equipment is ready to go when you need it. Superior Rental in the Gun Room at 371 Prospector Drive in Evanston. First pitch to Aiden Grayland, taken for a strike. Or actually, no, he swung and fouled it into the fence, sorry. 13-1, top of the fifth on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Evanston leads. Next pitch to Grayland outside for ball one.
Brendan Thompson in right field. Can you see how shallow he's playing? He's like inviting these kids to hit it over his head in right.
The 1-1. Inside for ball two. Kendall Cummings came in to start relief in the fourth inning, and he's been great as he misses for ball two. He struck out Lucas Grayland. Aaron Huggins reached on an error, but he picked off Aaron Huggins, and then Bridger Hammond was caught stealing. So in a way, they went down 1-2-3. Next pitch, swing and a miss by Grayland for strike two. It was a 3-1 count, and Cummings has now worked it full, or not worked it, he's powered it full, really. Yeah. That was a power fastball there. 3-2. Popped up high and foul across the first base line.
Oh, Reed Gross just about made the catch barehanded with his left hand there.
And as he's walking up to the dugout. Interesting way to get greeted by the ballpark. He's out of uniform, just kind of walking up. Must be on his lunch break. Good to see Reed here at the ballpark. He had a good game yesterday. Full count offering in the dirt. And that is the first walk given up by Kendall Cummings.
You said Reed had a good game, good couple of games. He went 3 for 8 combined, scored 5 runs in those 2 games yesterday. The 2 wins in conference play.
Kendall Cummings, one of those young pitchers that Coach Chad Thompson, as he mentioned yesterday. We're going to see guys we don't usually see because if you're going to make a deep run at the state tournament, it's all hands on deck. First pitch bounces off of Casey Perriman's shin protector. Casey loses it, allowing the runner to advance to second.
That took a funny hop out to the right, and Perriman thought he could just scoop it right out of the dirt, but it kind of rolled up his glove and maybe even off his arm out to the right side.
Ward Newton, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, swinging, due up. Man, you look at this. Most Jackson guys at this point, if the game were to end in this inning, maybe 3 at-bats if they're lucky, while Evanston is all the way into the 4-5 range. Next pitch outside for ball 2.
Right. Evanston has Derek McDonald, the 9th hitter, due up in the bottom half of this inning. Then that would be his 4th at bat, and then we'd go for the 5th time through the order after that.
And that's only if Jackson puts 2 runs up on the board to extend this game. Actually, they'd have to put 3. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kendall Cummings trying to work his way back from another hitter's count. Righty versus righty. Game started at 11:07, so we've played an hour in 33 minutes.
And to have that many runs for Evanston, 13 on the board, and 4 innings in the books, this game has gone quick.
2 balls, 2 strikes. In the dirt, full count. Warren Newton trying to work the walk. They hold Grayland at second. Good stop there by Casey Perriman.
Yeah, another good comment, or a good observation. Perriman has done a nice job behind the plate today, and that was a very nice stop. Keep that runner at second.
Bodie Wicks also standing over there next to the Evanston dugout. Pitch outside. That's a walk. They're going to send the runner to third.
And again, that too far out for Perriman to move his body out there, and so it just skips off the glove again out to his right, and an easy pass ball advanced base for Aiden Grayland.
We'll see if Jackson can get something going. This run at the plate needs to score in order to force Evanston to bat in the 5th. It's now up to Xander Witt. He's grounded out to the shortstop and to the third baseman. Runners on the corners with 1 down. First pitch to Witt outside for ball 1.
Cummings needs to get back to what he did in that 4th inning. He threw strikes, his defense helped him out, and got the job done.
Probably tightening up a little bit, knowing that they're so close to doing what they wanted to do last night. Breaking ball in the window for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Xander Witt. If Witt is able to get on, that'll bring up Mason Wright, but the next 2 guys are combined 0 for 4 on the game. Evanston done a great job pitching-wise. Slow roller at Jagger Mitchell at third. Throw to first in time for out number 1, but a run scores. Out number 2, but a run scores, excuse me.
That an effective contact by Xander Witt. It was such a slow roller at third that Jagger didn't have time to even throw to second and try for a double play. Did the smart thing, got the man out at first.
And at this point, you're okay trading the run for an out.
Right, absolutely. Still up by, 11 runs, 13-2. You'll give up that run, get the out, and put yourself in a position right here that 1 out left and you win the game.
Runner on second is Warren Newton, bringing up Mason Wright. He's flown out to center. Both of his at-bats. Pass ball gets past Perriman, and now the runner is on third. Actually, that's probably a wild pitch. So the runner at the plate, he is the one that needs to score in order to force Evanston to bat in the 5th.
Right.
And we saw a very similar situation last night, actually. Evanston looked like they were about to do it in the top of the 5th, and then Jackson had a 4-run 5th inning highlighted by the 3-run shot by Seth Christensen that went over the left field wall. Foul across the first base line for strike 1.
That 4-run homer by Christensen made it, 14-5 at that point.
3-run homer, yeah.
Forced, 3-run, thank you. 3-run homer made it 14-5 and forced a bottom of the 5th, and then we went on and played a full 7.
13-2 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Finds the zone, and Jackson's down to their final strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The fans are on their feet if we were at a Major League ballpark, they'd be on their feet clapping, trying to root on Kendall to this final strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, righty versus lefty. Kendall Cummings to Mason Wright inside in the dirt. Good stop by Casey Perriman.
Very good stop. That was a tough one, and that prevented what would have been, I think, if that gets by him, at least a play at the plate. Warren Newton would have been headed for home.
Our broadcast brought to you in part today by My Local Radio. Local radio just for you, live and regional news, and as you can see, live regional sports. Ball high, and it's a full count. Good battle brewing here for what could be a way to end the game for Evanston. Mason Wright, 0 for 2, flown out to center field both times. Grant Parkin, who's 0 for 2. This one, liner right at second baseman, fired to first, and that is the ball game. Easy play there by Jordan Schneider at second, and the game is over on a 4-3 putout. Your final score on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard, Evanston wins 13-2. We'll be right back after this with our post-game show on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball. Again, your final score, 13-2. We'll be right back after this on My Local Radio and The Big Dog.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
When you want something custom built for your home, farm and ranch, vehicle, or trailer, it needs to be done with precision, be strong, and be affordable. Get all this and more when you work with the Steel Shop at Ellingford Brothers. You bring the plan or idea, and they'll make it a reality. The Steel Shop sells and installs vehicle accessories like bull bars, running boards, and bed liners. They also specialize in truck and trailer hitches as well. Get it built to last. Ellingford Brothers, 221 County Road in Evanston.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same day and next day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
The Evanston Outlaws victorious. Final score 13-1 on the Impact. On the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard as they got 1 at the very, very end. It's time for your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap. Well, Evanston wanted to come in here even though this game was not on the conference ledger. It would mean that they would clinch the season series over Jackson. They have played 5 games now, and Evanston wanting to win 4. And it started off very, very strong. Evanston puts up 5 runs in the first inning, of course, led by Brendan Thompson, who gets a 2-run RBI single. He would later go on in the 3rd inning to get a 3-run RBI double and would combine for 5 RBIs, a double, a single. I would give him the 2nd double, but the official scorebook isn't. So they say he is going to go 2 for 4. Not a bad day for him at all. Also on the mound, he starts the game, pitches 3 innings, and allows 2 hits, only 1 run, and it's not earned. Final score, 13-2. Evanston wins this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 and mylocalradio.com. That's your Jimmy John's Freaky Fast recap, brought to you by Jimmy John's on 113 Front Street in Evanston, where fast and fresh meat, where they spend 6 hours daily slicing all natural meats and fresh produce for your 30-second sandwich. That's Jimmy John's on 113 Front Street in Evanston. Joining us in the broadcast booth, Evanston pitcher, catcher, center fielder, wherever you want to put him, Ryan Fisher. Ryan, you didn't get to play in this game, but what was it like for you watching this kind of happen for this Outlaw squad?
It was actually really nice because we gotta look at how our young kids are gonna play the next year. Because honestly, the only kid that won't be returning is Brennan Thompson, I'm pretty sure, and he was just pitching. So we got them in a whole bunch of different positions, and we just got to see how they'd react in certain situations. It was really good for them.
What would impress, looking at one of the young kids, you got Derek McDonald, who he ends up going 2 for 3 with an RBI. Coming into this game in the AA level, a sub-1 ERA, no RBIs. You've been in that position where it's your first year at AA. You're looking to kind of break out. What kind of pressure does that take off of you to have a performance like that?
If you were a young kid and had that kind of a day.
When you're a young kid and you have that type of day, what kind of pressure does it take off a ball player to have that kind of performance?
It takes, just all the pressure off because you're really nervous coming into it. And when you just see that you can compete and you can do good, it just, everything's just great after that.
You guys end up taking care of business, sweep Jackson in these 3 games. You yourself, you actually had a great game in Game 1. You end up going, 2 for 3 with a few RBIs. What were you seeing that you liked out of pitcher Parker Bledgy's hand that kind of helped you kind of get going?
Honestly, it was just his fastball. I know he tried to work me up and inside, but I was waiting for, I'd watch a couple curveballs. I know he's not afraid to throw it on, a 2-0, any count that it's a hitter's count. So I was basically just, I was waiting for it, and I knew he was going to try to burn me with a fastball on a few of those. So I was just sitting fastball. I was waiting for him to throw it.
Have you? It seems like early on you were pitching a lot more. The last few weeks we haven't seen you pitch as much. Has that just been because you've been focused more on catching? Has that been the emergence of Moyles and Allred as the starters at left-handed? What's going on?
I started to feel a little bit of tightness in my arm, and we just kind of I'm pretty sure we're just kind of playing it safe for conference. It feels great right now, and yeah, I guess they're trying to just get me a little bit more rest, so I'm good for conference.
So you're good to go and get throw, and the key is to win those conference games. So
yeah,
gotcha.
Conference are the games that matter.
Gotcha.
Exactly, and you look at the schedule coming up. We've got 2 more with Jackson, 2 more with Casper, 4 with Rock Springs. Evanston, I think it's safe to say, is squarely in the driver's seat in the West. What do you guys feel like you need to do in order to finish the job and get that #1 seed when we are in Rock Springs in August?
Honestly, just sharpen up on defense. At the beginning of the season, we were really good at it. We've kind of gotten a little bit too relaxed, I feel like, at some points. But as long as we can keep our defense good, our bats are coming alive, I don't think there's anything that can hold us back.
Ryan Fisher for the Evanston Outlaws, thank you so much. Do you have anything else you'd like to cover today?
No, I'm good.
All right, well, thanks for coming up, and we appreciate you. Good luck for the rest of the season. You're going to be making the trip to Cedar City, so you didn't pitch this week, these 3 games, so you're available for that. Yeah. So that should be a lot of fun. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
All right, we're going to go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we'll have our post-game stat reports and our Dr. McKay Franklin Precision play of the game on a First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 with live video online at mylocalradio.com.
You're invited to come in and visit with the team at Cache Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley today. Our customers are our friends. If you haven't ever been in, stop in today. We'd love to get to know you. If you haven't been in for a while, stop in and let's get caught up. And if you were here yesterday, come back again soon. You always have an open invitation to visit the crew at Cache Honda Yamaha, where our customers are our friends, on US 91 between Logan and Smithfield.
Early Oregon-bound immigrants traveled through the Bear Lake Valley. U.S. Highway 30 basically follows the Oregon Trail. Many wagon trains stopped at Thomas L. Pegleg Smith Trading Post, located near Dingle, Idaho, for supplies. One traveler wrote of camping along Cotton Line Bear River, watching grass as tall as a man wave in the wind. Today, you don't have to ride in a wagon to visit Bear Lake Valley, but the rich history is still here to enjoy. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
Well, the Evanston Outlaws sweep the Jackson Giants, winning Game 1 and 2 last night, and then today. Final score 13-12 on the Impact Physical Therapy scoreboard. Evanston Outlaws improve to, I believe, 18 and
19 and 14
on the total season. Let's go ahead and give you some stats for the Jackson Giants. 2 runs on 2 hits, 3 errors. Evanston commits 3 errors as well, but is 13 runs on 12 hits. For the Jackson Giants pitching, they started Mr. Kyle Cranston, goes 2 innings pitched, 7 hits, 11 runs. All of them earned only 1 strikeout, 6 walks. Bridger Hammond, 2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs. No, it is not earned. 1 strikeout. Kyle Cranston takes the loss, and his record will now fall to 2-2
with that loss.
Yeah.
And the pitchers, both Cranston and Hammond, had trouble with control today. They combined for 6 walks and 4 hit batsmen. That's 10 base runners that they put on base, without even forcing the Outlaws to get a hit.
Batting for the Jackson Giants, Xavier Witt, the leadoff man, goes 0 for 3 with an RBI. Mason Wright, 0 for 3. Grant Parkin, 0 for 2. Lucas Grayland, 0 for 2 with a run scored. Aaron Huggins, 1 for 2. Bridger Hammond, 1 for 1 with an RBI. Kyle Cranston, 0 for 2. Aiden Grayland, 0 for 1 with a run scored after he walked. And Warren Newton, 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. A combined only 2 hits for Jackson hitting, according to Game Changer, and 2 runs scored. For the Evanston Outlaws, Connor Peterson, 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs and a walk. Jordan Schneider, 2 for 4 with 1 run scored. Kendall Cummings, 1 for 3 with 3 runs scored and a walk. Gus Allred, 1 for 2 with a run scored and another RBI. He continues his hot moment. Clayton Moyles, 1 for 1 with a run scored and a walk. Casey Perriman goes 0 for 3, but he would score a run on a full count walk. Jagger Mitchell, 1 for 1 with 3 runs scored, 2 RBIs. He was hit by a pitch 3 times.
And the second time, you could just see the look of disappointment, like, man, I don't want to get hit again, but I wanted to hit.
Kason Smith, 1 for 2 with a walk. Derek McDonald, though, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. And then Brendan Thompson, 2 for 4 with 3 runs scored and a whopping 5 RBIs. What a game for Brendan Thompson. He also picks up the win as the pitcher goes 3 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run. It's not earned. 4 strikeouts, no walks. Kendall Cummings provides 2 innings in relief, no runs, no hits, 1 run. It is earned. 2 strikeouts and 2 walks. What a game.
And I tell you, if Brendan Thompson can hit that way whenever he pitches, you might pitch him more often just to get his bat.
Right.
Or the way, not to say he hasn't hit this season, but he was on today.
Well, we talked about it. With runners in scoring position, Brendan Thompson has an astronomical, trying to find, it's around 460 something.
Yeah, 490 or 467. And that'll go up today because he had runners in scoring position on his first 2 at-bats. He
457, yeah.
A 2-run single and a 3-run double with runners in scoring position today.
He's going to be looking around the 500 mark heading into Cedar City. Well, now it's time to give out our Dr. McKay Precision Play of the Game, and we've got some candidates. First off, let's hear your thoughts, Ryan.
Well, the 3-run double by Brendan Thompson, the 2-run single by Thompson, Jagger's 2-run double in the third, those come to mind. I think, to me, the biggest one, the best one was still Kason Smith's grab at short.
Absolutely. That one was a liner heading for shallow center left field. Kason, he's retreating back, knows he isn't fast enough, makes the jump and gloves it. And I agree, that's your Dr. McKay Frankham Precision Play of the Game, brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankham Family Dentistry. Dental care at reasonable rates for the whole family. Call 307-789-8910. We got some news during the game that the schedule has changed for Cedar City. Ryan, if you would you like to run through that really quick for people watching and listening?
Yeah, thank you. On Friday, the schedule remains the same. Evanston plays at 3 and 5:30 at Cedar High. Then Saturday, a little bit earlier, they'll start against Canyon View at 9:30. That's at Canyon View. And then Game 2 is at noon at Cedar. So realistically, we'll probably miss the first little bit of that second game as I'll have to pack up all the equipment, drive to across town, Cedar City, and then set up again at Cedar High School for that second game at noon. And then if Evanston does well, they would play a championship game at 5:30. So for sure, again, Friday at 3 and 5:30, Saturday at 9:30 and noon, and then we'll see about that last game of the day Saturday.
So the boys, after 3 wins, will take a rest. We're going to take a breather as well, and that's going to do it for this First Bank of Wyoming presentation of Outlaw Baseball on KNYN 99.1 with video online at mylocalradio.com. A big thank you to our producer back at the studio, Mr. Val Cook. For my broadcast partner, I'm ELAN saying thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you when the ball flies. That will be on Friday at Cedar City when Evanston attends that Cedar Summer Slam tournament. Thank you so much, and take care.
You've been tuned into Evanston Outlaw Baseball on the Big Dog 99.1 KNYN with live video online at mylocalradio.com. Today's broadcast has been brought to you by these supporting businesses and individuals: Auto Farm Chevrolet, First Bank of Evanston, Dr. McKay Franken, Rocky Mountain Yeti, Arrowhead Dental, Plains Tire, the Come On In of Casper, the Littlest Wood Shop, Evanston Recreation Center, the Legal Tender Restaurant in Best Western Dunmore Inn, West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, the Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Uinta County School District No. 1, Ellingford Brothers, Bear River Dental of Evanston and Black's Fork Dental of Mountain View, Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, Mountain West Business Solutions, Wyoming Dental Specialties, Cash Honda Yamaha, and by Dr. Todd Hoover Chiropractic. The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Our executive producer is Val Cook. We want to thank Office Manager Kayleen Anderson, our Sales Manager Julie Burley, along with Evanston's Elan OLLIFF, and Bridge Valley's Jake Hibbard, Rich County's Ryan Steineckert, and production assistant Alyssa McDaniel. But the biggest thanks of all is to our sponsors and to you for tuning in. We invite you to visit mylocalradio.com for archived games and like My Local Radio on Facebook to stay up to date with the game broadcasts. Thank you for joining us on this presentation of Evanston Outlaws Baseball on KNYN 99.1 FM and online at mylocalradio.com.